It's just that in some of the more important matters, they have no right to vote for within the club. Number 5. The fifth principle in the rulebook concerns the figure that's called the president. Usually, the president is the most respected person in the club. This honorable and authoritative position is elected. Usually, in MC clubs, the president is elected every 3 years, but there are often such cases when the presidents are permanent. In addition to being the most respected among the club's bikers, the president also is the only one who is responsible for the relationship with the outside world. So, in the biker subculture, no one communicates with the outside world except for the president. In fact, the president must understand that all issues of external environment will be addressed directly to him. This means that they need to be ready to give interviews to journalists, provide structures and individuals that have interest in the club with some explanations regarding the intent and positions of the club, and so forth and so on, etc. The given configuration is just an example of analysis and one of the demonstrative steps in the study of subcultures. Naturally, each subculture can announce their requirements or rules in different ways. In fact, that actually is the subject of this research. There's no single recipe, and there are always different ways about things. So within subcultures, there are different formations like clubs, groups, houses, etc., in which there are no rules but merely recommendations, mutual understandings, or wishes, and so on. One of the main foundations of the MC LosHonorables is the right aspirations. Correct aspirations lead to the fact that all participants are trying to do something for their club, for their second home, for something that they are a part of, to dignify it, make it in some way better, do something useful, contribute somehow. And for example, there are MC clubs in which the idea of unreasonable risk are not welcome. The members explain to the newcomers that having a bike doesn't mean anything. The main thing is that we don't welcome stupid risk. We are not here for the sake of doing stunts or being stuntman. We do not welcome suicide. Our demands are based on and connected with the safety of riding a motorcycle and everything related to the safety of the people. For us, these categories are the priority. And by the way, this is a completely reasonable approach, because to kill yourself on a road or crash at some prohibited speed is one of the easiest things to do that don't require any intellect. It's not important at what speed you crashed your bike and left this world. What's important is what you did while you were alive, what you left behind, and what kind of memory people will have of you. Like every night in previous eras, the member of the MC club, in addition to the colors of the club, may, for example, have his own colors on his jacket, his own slogan, or another form of expression of his personality. From the tale about the fearless knight Ivengo, written by Walter Scott, the main character had Des di Chado written on his shield, which means uninherited, meaning everything he has earned was his own doing. He earned it himself. And representatives of various subcultures also have a unique way of expressing the ideas of the subculture. Everyone is free to choose what they see fit, like formulating a philosophical idea that will maximally reveal the aspirations of this person. Tattoos, external attributes, colors, and symbols. These are all ways of representing a person's philosophical idea to the outside world. And all of that characterizes his personality. Over time, inside subcultures, traditions are developed. For example, the celebration of the founding date or birthday of the MC Club. Of course, the founding day of the club is one of the most important festive events, according to which the history of the club is written. Usually, on such a day, everyone comes together from elders to newcomers. Considering and analyzing the concept of the hierarchy and the power of role models in the hierarchy of subcultures, we open the next page of scientific and practical research regarding the foundation of the pillars on which various subculture formations stand and are built upon. Moreover, each of the pillars turns into a certain concept which entails a certain philosophy. In particular, analyzing the previously mentioned LosHonorables MC Club, we could conclude the following regarding its key positions. Correct aspirations lead a person to an effective philosophy. Being active instead of being an idler makes him strong. Knightly status makes a person capable of overcoming difficulties. Safety provisions awaken him to predict and consciously make decisions and remain safe and sound, even in conditions of risk, which is often forgotten by other representatives of subculture, such as ones who do proximity flights, surfing, bungee jumping, etc. All in all, these are the positions of the LosHonorables MC Club that teach a person about responsibility, discipline, and a sober approach to any task in life. In one way or another, each of the listed components cultivate such qualities that a real man and a person of authority should possess. A person with such qualities is capable of changing the world, improving it, and creating such conditions in which it would be worthy for people to live in. In other MC clubs, the philosophical concepts and ideas and the pillars or positions that the club stands on will be different. Revealing such aspects is one of the reasons of this research. Trying to use the method that sociologists use when they sit you down and say, okay, go ahead and write down the hierarchy of your club. This may not work.